Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, July 18th, 2019. My name is Nick Santiago. Thank you all for tuning in this morning. All right, getting started here. We have the S&P 500 E-mini futures up a half a point right now at 29.85 and a quarter per contract. Yesterday, the markets came under a little bit of selling pressure. Again, we'll see what today gives us. But all in all, when you look at this market, really the important focus right now is earnings season and what's going on out there in the earnings front. Let's take a look at the first stock here, NFLX, which is Netflix. Stock is trading at $323.66. It closed at $362.65. So you could see that massive downdraft. My level for this is around 285. So again, if this gets down to 285, I get interested. Until then, I think Netflix can go lower. Be very, very careful this morning in Netflix. Now, we're looking at Netflix. You also want to look at Roku, ROKU. This is trading at 106.27, down from 109.32. So Roku's got a little bit of a haircut here. This has been a high flyer for the last 6-7 months. So again, this stock coming under a little bit of sell pressure on the back of Netflix. Keep that on the radar. We'll be looking at this one today in the intraday stock chat room. Level I like for Roku right now would be around the 103 area. Gets to 103, 103.10. I think that's pretty decent for Roku. Again, we'll look at this one once the opening bell rings in a little while. Next up, want to take a look at IBM. Big Blue here. Did trade up after hours. Got to 149. Now trading down. Trading at 141.60. The stock closed at 143.07. So it's a little bit of a haircut. We'll see how it plays out once the opening bell rings. I'm not seeing anything great, nor do I see anything terrible here for IBM. We'll stay neutral here, and we'll look at it once the opening bell rings. We'll make a decision there if we are going to trade it a little bit later. Next up, I want to take a look at eBay. That is staging a pretty solid move to the upside. eBay closed at $39.03. Now trading at $40.89. eBay chart is fine. The stock's holding up pretty well. Again, if it does go up to around the 42 and a quarter to 42.75 range, that probably is peak. So again, if you own it, trail the stop loss. If you don't own it, I wouldn't do much with it here. We'll look at it once the opening bell rings. Next up, want to take a look at United Rentals, URI. Stock is trading at 123.74. Closed yesterday at 131.49. This is a pretty good little haircut. The only level that I'm seeing that interests me is around the 114 and a quarter to 113.90 area. Right in there is a big gap on the daily chart. I'll show it to you here. You guys could check it out for yourself. But what you're going to see here for United Rentals is when you get down here, that's going to be pretty good support right in this area. See this 115, 114. And again, right now, currently, the stock is trading down pretty significantly around 123.74. So I know it's still a long way to go, but it can get down there. Sit tight. SAP, I'm going to have gap levels ready for this in the intraday stock chat room. Stock right now is getting hit pretty hard. Closed at 134.22, now trading at 125.97. Again, I'll have gap levels ready for that in the intraday stock chat room in a little while. Next up, we have Alcoa on the board. That is trading at 22.20, closed at 23.15. There's some support around 21. If it gets down there, we may look at it there. Next up, want to take a look at PM. Good old Philip Morris. Stock right now is trading at 84.10. Closed at 81.05. So good little uptick here. Nice little pop. I think this has a lot of resistance in play around 86. So be careful there. If you own it, trail the stop loss immediately. Let's take a look at KMI, which is Kinder Morgan. Stock right now trading at 20.40. I did have gap levels ready for this. I'll still post them up in the intraday stock chat room. But the stock has rebounded a little bit back to the flat line. It was a little bit weaker earlier, so no real issue there. We'll see how it plays out once the opening bell rings. Let's take a look at Morgan Stanley. I don't know how I almost forgot that one. Stock closed at 43.77, now trading at 43.30. Morgan Stanley downticked a little bit after the earnings announcement. I'm not going to make too much out of that right now. Let's take a look at United Health, UNH. Stock is trading at 265.60. It's had a great run already. A lot of the news is factored in. So, again, don't look for much upside in UNH today. Next up, want to take a look at Honeywell, HON. Honeywell has been under pressure recently, bouncing back up nicely today. Stock is trading at 171, closed at 168. 62. So good little pop there. If this is a stock that could easily get back to 175, 176, 176, in my opinion, excellent resistance. Next up, UNP. This got hammered yesterday to the downside, closed at 164.55 after CSX reported their earnings. Stock right now is snapping back pretty nicely, trading at 169.55. So again, when I look at this name, I have to think 173.60, 173.75. That's probably all the upside that I could see for this today. I'm not even sure it gets up there, but again, we'll look at this one a little bit later on the charts. Next up, I want to take a look at gold. Gold today trading lower by $5.50. Gold had a big run yesterday. Today, selling off a bit. Right now, the GLD is trading at 133.63. Spot gold at the moment is $1,417.70 an ounce. So GLD down ticking, gold down ticking. We'll see what it does once the opening bell rings. I'm not looking at anything major here. Gold has had a tremendous run. Jeff definitely needs a little bit of a pause, especially after yesterday's move. Next up, I want to take a look at the crude oil market. Looks like oil this morning is trading up 22 cents to $55.15 a barrel. If you take a look at the USO, which is good ETF, track the movement in crude, that's up decently, up at $11.87, closed at $11.76. So oil getting a little bit of an uptick, gold selling off. Markets are all over the place. Futures are flat. Basically, that sums it up. We'll be looking at Netflix and other names this morning in the intraday stock chat room. I'll have a couple gap plays out there for you. But earnings season is on, guys. We're going to get more and more earnings each and every day. So get ready, and I'll see you all a little bit later on the charts.